bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Well, there are two bills now on the House floor that would potentially provide lemon law protection to motorcycles and RV owners. Hello again, and thanks for joining us. I'm Carla Showell-Lee, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Craig Kimmel. He's an attorney and lemon law advocate. And today we're going to talk about lemon expansion to include motorcycles and recreational vehicles. Nice to see you again, Craig. It's been quite some time.
It has. It's great to see you, Carla.
Yeah, and this is interesting because this is a Pennsylvania lemon law that's currently being covered now. Like we have this
Right, this is an amendment to the current law, so it will add additional products, motorcycles and RVs, under these two bills.
Okay, thank you, because I couldn't get that out. Briefly explain what are the two bills. There's 1624 and 2591.
Right, each bill is introduced by a different group of representatives. In this case, 1624 is a bill that says we would like to add motorcycles to the current coverage under the Pennsylvania Automobile Lemon Law. Currently, the law protects automobile consumers who purchase or lease their vehicle and have problems in the first 12 months or 12,000 miles of use. And it provides remedies if those problems cannot be resolved. 1624 would also give the same protections to motorcycles. And that is something which Pennsylvania really lags behind other states on. The other bill, adding recreational vehicles, I think is a little more controversial because recreational vehicles can cost many, many times more than six figures. People sell their homes and buy a recreational vehicle and go traveling around the country, and we're talking about sometimes $100,000, $200,000, even $300,000 recreational vehicles. And if the lemon law applies to those, a lot of the manufacturers that are smaller than you would think are concerned that they would have to have an opportunity to fix those well before they had to buy them back.
Has there been an increase of motorcycles on the roadways today now?
There really has, and there's a couple factors for that. First of all, we've seen gas prices go crazy, and a lot of people are saying if they live relatively close or they can make the commute on a motorcycle instead of a car, it makes a lot of sense to do that because motorcycles are a lot more efficient and less expensive to operate. Also, the growth of motorcycle TV shows such as American Chopper and other shows are making motorcycles a great second vehicle for people to use on the weekends. So they've become a lot more popular. There's actually been about a 29% growth since the year 2000 in motorcycle sales in Pennsylvania.
Now I would think the opposite of RV owners. Not true?
No, actually RVs are very, very popular too because vacationing has become a bigger part of everybody's lives, especially for seniors. A lot of people are taking early retirement or are selling everything they own and going on the road. And these companies, it's really a problem because these companies sell these very expensive products, but comparatively, they're not big companies compared to General Motors or a Ford or a Chrysler. So when problems arise, these companies tend to fight them much harder than the bigger manufacturers of cars do because it represents a real impact on the bottom line.
I see. Well, if I have a motorcycle and it's a lemon, what do I do to get some help?
You have a lot of remedies currently under state and federal law. What the lemon law addition would do, the amendment that we're talking about, is it would give consumers notice of what their rights are, and it would require the manufacturer to buy the motorcycle back under certain conditions, just like with cars. The difference being under federal and state law currently, you have to prove why you're entitled to that remedy, and it takes a little bit more in the way of work for the consumer or the consumer's attorney to get that remedy. If we make it part of the lemon law, then the manufacturer, the idea is, will hopefully do on their own what they should do without having to be sued first because they'll know what their obligation is.
What is the outlook of the bills if they are passed?
I think it's quite likely we're going to see the motorcycle lemon law additions within the next 2 or 3 months, even perhaps before the end of the year. As far as RVs, it's much more in doubt because there isn't a broad-based support for it from the House or consumers in general because we're not talking about the majority of the population. However, there's really not that much opposition to it. So I would hope that the House of Representatives, in looking at motorcycles, would also look at RVs and hopefully pass the bill. But I'm not as certain about RVs as I am for motorcycles.
If someone wants more information on this, how would they obtain it?
Well, they can go to lemonlaw.com or they can go to the House of Representatives website, which is under the Pennsylvania, I think it's State PAUS website. You just type it in the search and you can find any bill that you want to find.
All right, always good information. Nice to see you again, Craig.
My pleasure.
This hour's newsmaker has been Craig Kimmel, attorney and lemon law advocate. I'm Carla Showell-Lee for Comcast Newsmakers. Thanks for watching.